Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
And what results are you looking for as far as from your own artwork?
For me, my artwork is definitely about telling a story. So, one of the major themes for me is Sankofa.
Okay.
Which is my main company's name. It's Sankofa's Child, and it means to look at the past to build for the future. And so with my art, it's about a process of weaving and unweaving stories so that we can look at different connections, and those connections can be very tangible or they can be like out there and super esoteric.
Mm-hmm.
So like for instance, this series, those pieces, it's about how we're the sum total of our experiences prior, meaning that I'm here and you're here because of the things that your ancestors went through.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think of like going back to like a first life, some people, depending on their religious belief, will say Adam and Eve,
Mm-hmm.
but they say there was a beginning, right?
Yes.
Or a first life. I believe in reincarnation. So let's see that first life kind of like a baby's brain.
Okay.
When a baby's born, there aren't too many groups, but as experienced life and experienced the world, the brain becomes convoluted.
Mm-hmm.
And so with every successive life, it leaves an impression.
Yes.
The impression is neither good or bad, but it becomes an imprint, and it defines who you are in this lifetime.
Yes.
So when these pieces, I create the texture to show the imprint, like the fingerprint,
Mm-hmm.
and not a fingerprint like a physical imprint, more like an aura imprint.
Okay.
And so that's the idea behind the series I call Impressions. So that we're bigger than per se our color.
Mm-hmm.
So oftentimes as people of African descent, people just see us for being some shade of brown.
Exactly.
But there's such a bigger narrative to who we are. And so that's why with the series, I don't shade us brown, I'm showing our aura. Because I want people to look at us in a different way, in a different light, and kind of try to see us on a more deeper level.
Yes.
So, yeah, I can get all out there with my stuff. I want to express, there's things that I can say in Creole that I can't explain in English. Like, it's just like, like my biggest thing is "passant," and there's no way for me to explain that in English. It's just, I'm just like "passant," and they're just like, I don't know how to explain it, but it means like the best equivalent is I'm not without shame if I like really.
Yeah, you take pride in it.
Yeah, like, but you know, I have pride, but that doesn't really give the essence of passant, you know? So it's just like, oftentimes there are moments where I'm just like, I can't express myself.
Now, to bring it over to art, do you feel if someone else doesn't know the language you're trying to speak to them in through your canvas, do you think it will be harder for them to get what you're trying to project?
No.
Why?
If anything, people, I feel art is like a very spiritual thing, and if people are open, they'll get my message, or they'll get another message that might be implanted in there that I didn't even know I put in there subconsciously. Because like with this piece, people have seen things that I was like, oh really? Oh yeah, I see that. I didn't do that on purpose. But if you see God looking down from the heavens, I always make sure that I have an artist statement attached to when I display my work. And once they read the artist statement, I think it gives people a better idea, so that when they look over the work again, it allows them to connect with it in a different way. And particularly with the proverb series, the proverb may be in a different language, but I always give an English translation so that they can try to connect with it. So I try to build a bridge. I don't want to be like over people's heads, like, yeah, I'm too deep for you. You can't get my work. So, yeah. I think I know what I'm going to do.
All right, cool. Let me get some more.
I don't ever remember not drawing. It was just something. In elementary school, I used to do portraits of my friends. So it's just always been one of my ways of expressing myself. And I zone out when I get into the zone. I can really zone out. I have pieces that have taken me hours, and I would just sit there and just be there with the piece.
Does the business of art distract from the essence or the passion behind pure creating from the soul and truth, like you said?
I think it depends on where you're at. If the in respect to like, does the business of art get in the way of the essence? I think sometimes as an artist, just living in America, you know, the dream is to be rich. And I think sometimes we look at wealth in the wrong way. Like, wealth doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. Although, you know, you don't want to be like on the streets and stuff. I've been living as a full-time artist now for 10 years. So I think I found a balance where I am able to make money using my artwork and still be true to my creative process. But it's definitely a balancing act of, okay, I know that this aspect of my art brings in the money so that I can eat the wonderful organic foods that I love. And then, you know, I want to also make sure that I am able to be genuine in how I create my pieces. But it's a balancing act. I don't think it's easy. It can be very difficult, but once you find it, like, I love what I do, so in terms of my work.
Yes, definitely. I can tell it feels good from seeing artists that have found that balance where, you know, they're comfortable, they're not like a struggling artist, as they say it. But at the same time, you know, they have a nice balance where things work.
Or you learn, like, I think being self-employed, you definitely have like your high zones and your low zones, and it's just knowing how to work around those. So I don't know. I just it's definitely been a very interesting 10 years, you know. Before that, I was working for the hair club for men, but that actually helped set me up for my business model, for my business. So I'm happy with this.